Hello, today's webinar by Labor Performance will be a brief demonstration of the Labor Performance software and the ease of use. Labor Performance is a software as a service model. It's actually hosted on the Amazon Elastic Cloud system. You just need to have a web browser to access it. So anyway, we'll just start right into the software. There are four main tabs here for the user. There's the Data Entry tab, the Reports tab, System Setup, and then Administration. We're going to go ahead and start with System Setup very quickly. I'm not going to go through all the information here, but we'll go through the key components of how you can configure your labor management system and your pay for performance program for your organization. So if you click on the departments, it'll give you a listing of all departments here in just basically spreadsheet format. By double clicking on a department, it'll pop up a window and it'll show you how this department is configured. Once you set up your configuration, you generally don't have to go back to this. Most of the use of the system will be in the data entry screen and then also on the report screen. But we'll just go through and walk through some of the setup configurations capable with the software. So with the department, you give it a name, assign it to your facility. And then down below, we have this area called the Engineered Labor Standard, ELS, and it allows you to set up the logic system for a pay-for-performance program if that is what you want to set up for your organization. So you can choose the lock-in period. Please reference in our other webinars, we have some a webinar on basically the value of using a lock-in period of daily versus weekly versus monthly. For this department, we are going to use a daily lock-in period. What that means is the bonuses that the employees earn that day are locked in, so then if they have a poor production day the following day, they still get the bonus for the previous day. The labor standard we're using for this operation is mark time, so that means that they will have a set amount of time to do every process that they're performing. We have days to peak, so it takes 15 days for them when they start as a new hire. They'll take 15 working days to get up to proficiency level through the learning curve, and they peak out at 100%. But their first day, they're expected to be at 60%. Then within this one, you can set up the performance thresholds. Again, I would reference the webinar on thresholds versus linear gain sharing for performance pay, and that'll give a little bit more a detailed explanation of what the thresholds are if you're not familiar with that. But you are able to configure 3 thresholds for bonuses. So if they hit 100% level of productivity, their first bonus is $1.50 an hour. They hit threshold 2, which is 120%, they get $3 an hour. And if threshold 3 is 141%, they get $4.50 an hour. The system allows you to toggle between threshold or linear, and linear just allows you to assign what percentage gain share you will do for that department. So with anytime productivity goes up, you have to be concerned about quality. So we have what we call a quality labor standard, and it allows you under the same logic to set up quality thresholds for both failure and then also for bonuses if you so desire. And the quality multiplier is a multiplier overlay on top of the productivity bonus. So for this example, if they don't achieve a 99% quality level, they will lose 25% of their bonus. So whatever their productivity bonus was, you multiply it by 75%, and that gives you what their actual bonus will be. And then for each succeeding threshold, then the bonus is affected accordingly. Likewise, you can have a bonus threshold where if they go beyond a certain level of productivity, then not productivity, of quality, then they can get a multiplier in addition to their regular bonus. Then you also have the ability to set up the payroll period and so forth for the operation. Then we have an area called process setup. Allows you to basically set up the various processes the employees will be doing. You can create supervisors for the processes. You can create dependent processes. Then you also can actually program in here up to a 4 metric unit labor algorithm. So if you this is part of the services that our company will offer, but it allows you basically, if you're, let's say, doing a pick operation, it allows you to look at the quantity of units you're picking, the number of SKUs, and then the locations you're going to pick up those picks, and we apply a labor algorithm to that, and that'll tell you how much time it should actually take you to perform each of those processes. And so this allows you to program that logic in there. This is pretty standard for most labor management systems. We have what we call dependency processes. Some processes, for example, you may have a forklift driver that has to deliver product to production lines. So the forklift driver doesn't directly affect the productivity of the production line, but yet if the forklift driver is not delivering the product, then that production line shuts down. So therefore, the forklift driver has a role of affecting productivity. So you can actually tie that person's bonus into how the group on the production line is doing to incentivize the forklift driver to make sure that they're continually replenished. And the same logic goes with your supervisors. You could actually have a supervisor in charge of a department, and that supervisor's bonus is going to be determined by the quality, productivity, and then also the indirect hours of the department he's in charge of. So that's just some basic setup. This has quite a bit more versatility, but we won't have time to get into that with this web demonstration today. So with this, you have your data capture, and so you just go over to the LMS data entry screen. Most of our clients actually will do data importing, where they have an output from their warehouse management system or other production tracking system, and that can be uploaded directly into this. But it also, for smaller operations, you have the ability to do data entry directly into the system, and you can just actually, let's go ahead and add a new record. So you just type in your item, test item, assign it to the facility, pick what department you're in. We'll call it receiving. It'll be on day shift. Process is, we'll call it put away, and we pick the date. We'll just make it today. And any notes about that. Then we'll assign an employee to the process. And this person will say worked 8 hours on the process. Save. And then we'll jump back here into the ELS score, and we'll just sit there and say they did it in, they had 9 hours to do the process. So then that record is added to the system. And then we'll go back and look at some of these others. This one has the actual metrics in it, so they and labor algorithm data that calculates what their ELS score is supposed to be for the process. So once all the data is inputted into the system, you can then jump to your reports, and you can look at the various production reports that an employee does. These are the majority of the reports that come with the system. What we'll do is we'll just throw up a simple report right now. I'm not going to walk through all the reports. I would recommend going to the report webinar. That'll then show you all the different reports and how we use them in the system. So we'll just pick a date here. And you click a PDF. Runs the report. It'll process the report for you. And then you can open it. And it gives you the production report for the day of all the employees. And so we always recommend that these are posted for the employees to see daily, let you know how much money they made, what their productivity scores were, what their productivity over the lifetime is, and then how many direct hours they worked for that day. So this can be used to basically benchmark and rank employees against each other as a motivation tool. Anyway, basically this is a quick and dirty on some of the functionality of our software. If you have more questions, I'd recommend contacting us at www.laborperformance.com. You can go to the website there and request further information from us. Thank you.